welcome to my first ever booktube video on this channel. I wanted to do that for a very long time, but I just didn't have the guts, and now that I have some time from work, I thought I would just do it, and here I am. So I am Eponine and I'm from France, and I love reading. I've been reading for a very long time. I did stop reading for quite a long time because of school and things like that, but I think 6 years ago I started reading again, and I just have a huge TBR and it's amazing. So for this first video I decided to read my best friend's favorite book. So we have The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. So this is a friends to lovers romance, sport romance. He is from the NFL and she's a dancer. Then we have Wildfire by Anna Grace. This one is like they hook up and they think the other one left, like didn't want to have a relationship, and then they go to camp as camp counselor and they work together. And then the third one is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Again, this is a friends to lovers romance. So yeah, the truth is I'm filming this after I've read all 3 books because I just didn't know how to start this video. So I have read these books, but for the sake of pretending, I will tell you what I thought I was gonna rate this book. So the first one, Wildfire, I thought that I was gonna give it like 2-3 stars max because my best friend told me that it was a lot of sex scenes, which I'm not a fan of, and also the romance, I wasn't sure to like it. Then for The Cheat Sheet, which is my best friend's favorite book, I was thinking of giving it like 4 stars because it's a friends to lovers and I love that. So this was my initial rating. And for People We Meet on Vacation, I was thinking more of like a 4.5, 5 stars, because I heard so many great things. A lot of my friends love Emily Henry's book, and this was my first book of her. It was my first book of each of these authors. So yeah, at the beginning of filming, I started with Wildfire, and I was filming almost everything, every reaction, a lot of it. But then after it, I realized while I was putting videos together that it was like 30 minutes long, and I thought, maybe not a great idea. So for People We Meet on Vacation and The Cheat Sheet, you have less videos about me and how I felt about the books. So it's kind of funny to see how I, even in one video, just switch style completely. But yes, I was gonna introduce you to my best friend a little bit. She is definitely a hopeless romantic. She only reads a romance book, and she did read some sci-fi and thriller books at some point, but she is a romance girly. She reads a lot of romance, like American football, basketball, hockey, a lot of hockey romance. And we have pretty much different taste, mostly. Also, you need to know that she started actually reading like 1.5 years ago or 2 years now, and she is reading nearly more books than me because she's dedicated, which could not be me. But yeah, so those are the 3 books I'm going to read in this video. You will see my reactions. Yeah. One of the nurses might be coming back soon, so if you see me turning it off very quickly, that's why. I didn't say, but I'm at the hospital for hypersomnia test, so I will be sleeping there for 2 nights, and so I thought I would read the books. So I am currently at like page 63. They have hooked up. Oh, sorry. They have hooked up. I don't really like sex scene, but I didn't want to cheat and just skip it, so I read it. And Russ is, I want to say gentleman, but the thing is, we expect the bar is so low for men that like he is a normal person and he should be like this, but okay, this should be the norm. I like the daddy issues that they both have. And she Aurora also has mommy issues, so you know. I understand why my best friend likes it, because she probably feel perceived in the way of Aurora, and I would like to date a Russ as well. I'm still confused at all of the other character and hockey player, but it seems that they're gonna go to camp, so they're not gonna see a lot of other people and stuff, so I didn't really learn the names of the other player. I know Henry is like the next boy in the series. I just like it so far, and I was not expecting to like it that much.
And I like the playlist at the beginning. I need to listen to it. I don't really have internet here, so I'm not listening to it, but I like the songs mentioned, so, you know, update.
So I have bad news and good news. The good news is I was in a reading slump, a small one. Like I knew I was getting into a reading slump after like 2 weeks ago. So I decided to read a book that I really wanted to read for quite some time. Not quite some time, but like 3-4 months, because I finished The Naturals and got into Criminal Minds, and I was hating thrillers, things like that. It's not really my thing, but because I loved The Naturals so much, I decided to try A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, I think. Holly Black? No, Holly Black is the Cruel Prince. Holly Jackson. And I loved it. I loved it so much. So good news, I am now not in a reading slump. The bad news is, because I loved it so much, I wanted to continue it. And so I started Good Girl, Bad Blood. I think the second book it's the title of the second book. And I am 30% into the book, loving it. I've been listening at work, and I've been reading on my iPad, things like that. But I still have 3 books to finish, and I have not finished one in 2 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks of me starting it. I listened a little bit to it while I was at the gym, but he said "good girl" into my ear, and that's a no. I can't. Like, reading it is okay, listening to it is no, I can't. But the thing is, I don't really have the time to read at the moment. So I thought I would listen to it. So I am now on page 147, chapter 15, Russ. So I'm a good chunk. I think I'm 37% into the book. Apart from him saying "good girl," which I don't really know what I like. I don't know how I feel about this book. I don't think it's the amazing book everyone was telling me about, but it could be so much worse. I'm just waiting, like I said before, waiting for them to get intimate, but in terms of like feelings, not in terms of like sex. So I'm going to continue reading it today. I finally finished this book. Does it look cracked? Because I feel like it's in bad condition. So I hope, Oriana, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I tried my best. I have finished this book and the epilogue, Chef's Kiss. I think it could like win a few stars from this, because yeah, I will be talking a little bit more about what I think about this book later on, because I feel like because I've finished it now, it's not gonna be really interesting, but this is the second book I will be reading, People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. How long is this book? Okay, less than 400 pages. I'm actually very excited for this one because I feel like I'm gonna love Emily Henry's book. So, oh, Happy Jimenez has said something about this book. Yeah, I love her. So yeah, I will be reading this book now. So, an update on People We Meet on Vacation. I forgot to say anything about these books. It's been 2 weeks, or 1 week, I don't know. And I'm on chapter 30 at page 286. This is so good. Like, after I finished Wildfire, I was, like, not sure I was gonna like any other books. But then I read like the first chapter, I think there is a prologue, yes, and I just loved it. So I've been reading it and also listening to it at the gym, at work, and this is why I have a little update on this book, because I just forgot to update you guys. But I just love it. The characters are great, the story's great, I just love it. It's such a nice romance. There are, I think, 100-page left, and I don't want to finish it because I love it so much. It was so romantic, and I need an Alex or a Poppy in my life because they are perfect. But yeah, I love the writing. That is why I bought other books from Emily Henry, and I will definitely be buying People We Meet on Vacation. I know in England it's called You and Me on Vacation, and apparently there are some differences in the story. So I'm a little intrigued. I think when I'm gonna finish this, I'm gonna look it up, what changes in the books. I think my best friend, because this is her favorite book, one of her favorite book. She has 2 copies. She has People We Meet on Vacation and the UK edition of You and Me on Vacation. I just prefer this title, People We Meet on Vacation. Like, it's just so cute, so well written, and it's not too big. Like, I feel Wildfire was way too long for what it was saying. but this one is just the perfect amount. I'm just scared because I'm like 100 pages left. I have 100 pages left, and I'm wondering what's gonna happen because, you know, they are happy. What do you mean they are happy? What's gonna happen in this? Only happiness, I hope. Only romance and love. But yeah, I will update you when I finish it, and then I'll only have one book left, which is the cheat sheet. So I'm very excited. I just came home from work and I'm gonna update because I am at the epilogue and I wanted to wait until I was home to read it. Wait, there's no epilogue in the book. What? Ah. Okay. I just finished People We Meet on Vacations by Emily Henry. Wow. I think this book is a 5 out of 5 stars because it was incredible. And both listening and reading it was such a good experience because it was interesting to have like Poppy in your ear telling you the stories, and I just love both characters. It's so well written, and you know that the author really put everything into it. Like, you know that it's her baby, probably. They are her babies, and I just absolutely loved it. So yeah, I need to listen to Oriana more. I have bought some books from Emily Henry, and I will be reading them. I just thought it was amazing. I just love it, and I think I will do at the end of the video like a recap with all 3 books. But yeah, it was so good, and I finished it. Now it's time for The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. Guys, just wanted to update you on the cheat sheet. I started this book 3 days ago, so I read until I was on chapter 4, and then I listened to it at work, and I ended up being on chapter 10, page 86, and I wanted to tell you a little bit more about how I'm feeling. My best friend is just asking me so many questions, like she wants to know, and I'm not liking it. I know this is her favorite book, like this is the book for her, but I'm not feeling it at all. I don't like the character, like I don't relate to them at all. I find them too perfect. They don't really have any flaws at the moment. It's just annoying at this point. And they just whine about being in love with each other. They just talk about being in love with each other. It's just all of the time. And you have a dual POV, so you get Nathan's point of view and Bree's point of view, and what they are mostly saying is, oh, I love her, oh, I love him, but they never do something about it. So they're just pining for each other, even though they are sometimes in other relationship. And it's been since the beginning they loved each other, but it's just miscommunication. They don't talk, and they're afraid of ruining the friendship. It's just, why? If like this book could be 30 pages if they just told each other that they love each other. She also, Oriana, my best friend, told me that Nathan was the perfect guy, that he was the one, and I'm just like, not my type. Like, he's sweet and kind and he cares about her, but I don't feel the appeal at the moment. I just hope that it's gonna get better for me, like to my liking, but I'm just annoyed at the moment. I think it's 300 pages, so I think it's gonna fly by and I'm gonna be able to like maybe enjoy it a little bit more. The part where I'm at, they're gonna start fake dating, I'm guessing. This is like the summary of the book, and I hope it's gonna be cool, but at the moment not very much interested in the story. Sorry. I finally finished the cheat sheet. I was like 70% through the book, and I listened to, I think I had 2 hours remaining, so I listened to it in work. And that means that I have officially finished all 3 books from my best friend, her favorite books. And I thought I would do a review of all of them. So let's start with the first one I read, Wildfire. I still think this is a 3 out of 4. In terms of romance, I didn't really enjoy watching the character fall in love. I didn't really care about them. The stake for this story were not interesting as well to me. I can understand why people love it. I do, but it was definitely not for me. Way too many sex scenes. I just didn't care for them. I just didn't care if they ended up together or not. What I enjoyed the most in the story was the epilogue, but I don't think it was, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but what happens at the end didn't really make sense for all of the entirety of the book, I thought. But I have enjoyed this book a little bit. Like, I didn't suffer through it, but I did want it to finish quickly. Because it's so long as well. It's like nearly 400 pages and I just couldn't care for them. So it was so long to read. The second book I read was People We Meet on Vacation. This book stays a 5 out of 5 stars for me. I just loved it. I loved the characters. I loved the story. Everything about it was just amazing. I also listened to most of the book, which I think really helped getting through the book. But again, I think reading it would have been such an amazing experience. I love Emily Henry. I will be reading other books from her. What I love is, I know this is my best friend's favorite book. She has read all of Emily Henry's book and this is her favorite. But a lot of my friends who have read every Emily Henry's book say that this is the worst. And I'm like, what do you mean this is the worst? That means her other books are even greater than this? Sign me up. Like, I'm so excited. I think the friends to lovers was really done so well in this book. And I don't know, I really fell for the characters. I understood what they were saying. I was highlighting a lot of quotes in this book, which proves that I was enjoying it. And yes, everything was perfect in this book. I truly understand why my best friend likes it so much. And I will be reading other books from Emily Henry. And finally, the last one is The Cheat Sheet, which is my best friend's favorite book of all time. And I did not like it. I'm so sorry. I know, like, I definitely understand why she loves this book, but I just did not like the character at all. They were just too perfect. They didn't really have any flaws apart from just not having the balls to tell their friends that they are in love with them. It's just could be way shorter if they just like told each other they liked each other. Like, it was so annoying watching them all the time saying, oh, I'm in love with him, or I'm in love with her, but I don't want to ruin the friendship, and they don't like me that way. Like, everybody is telling them they do like you in that way, but they don't care. And it was so annoying because I wanted them to end up together. And when they end up together, spoiler alert, they do. It's a romance book. They do end up together. I just did not care about them. And the ending, I just didn't like. I was bored. I was listening to the ending today at work, and I just wanted it to be over. And I feel bad because this is my best friend's favorite book, and I know she loves it so much, but I just didn't like the character, did not really care about them. The story was okay, I guess. So yeah, she said that Nathan was like the book boyfriend. Not for me, I'm sorry. I would 100% go for Alex, definitely, like, no question to ask. To be fair, all three books have good book boyfriend, but it's just kind of the bare minimum for men, you know, like, oh, he asked for my consent. Yes, he should. But again, yeah, it's just the cheat sheet just I think it's gonna be a 3 stars for me, and if I had to pick between those two, I would probably pick this one. To be fair, it's only 300 pages, so it can be read very quickly. And yeah, there is there is an exclusive chapter with Nathan and Bree. Yeah, 1 year later. I will be reading it quickly just to say that I've read all of it, but I'm really sorry to my best friend for not liking her favorite book. I know she read my favorite book and she was okay with it, I think, but I just couldn't care less for these characters. But I do understand why she liked them so much, and it was interesting to see kind of from her perspective. So yeah, I have read my best friend's favorite book. Now you know how I feel about them, and I think I will do this experiment of reading my friend's favorite book to see what they like and if it fits their personality. And yeah, thank you for watching.